Welcome to the Smith and Rowland Show. Let's join our host, Alan Smith and Jeff Rowland.
Well, here we are on the Smith and Rowland Show.
And Rowland Show.
Hey, Alan.
Fourth day of June.
Fourth day of June. And Jason's in Cuba.
Jason's in Cuba. He's defected on us. He run away from the United States, went to Cuba.
Well, actually, when he left, I think,
is he coming back?
If I'm not mistaken, that he was going to try to come back.
Oh, okay. Well, we're sorry, Heather. We tried.
Hey, give us an update. You have an update on.
I got a little update.
What's going on?
I sure do. They say it's going really incredible, and Jason's texted me a few times, said that the Christianity over there will really push you.
Yeah.
Because they so believe and trust Christ. He said a lot of people just walk around, there's not anything to do.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find anything to do. And but he said it was going real well. They took over cameras and everything, a switcher, so they could do live stream over Cuba and around. So they're getting them kind of up to speed. They're not quite in their new building that the church is helping to build. I think the thing would probably seat 300. It's actually
incredible.
Over there. It's actually a very big building.
That's incredible.
So it's going really well.
Well, be sure and join us, everybody that's listening, at the KingdomPropheticSociety.org, KingdomPropheticSociety.org, and join there so you can chat. And since Jason's gone, any questions you have, direct them to Jason Barr. He'll be glad to answer them for you. And I have been praying for him, sure enough, that God would meet with them over there and give them what they need.
They've really been doing well.
Yeah.
You can also follow us at quite a few different places. I'll run over them right quick.
Yeah, do it.
Facebook. We have a Kingdom Prophetic Society on Facebook. Kingdom Prophetic Society on Facebook. We're on Rumble. Actually, a YouTube channel. We're on Vimeo channel. We have a Vimeo. We're on Podbean. That's where we do our podcast. You can sign up if you want to follow us on Podbean. Also, we're on Apple Podcast.
Apple.
You can follow us on Apple. Amazon Podcast. You can follow us on Amazon.
That's right.
We are now on Audible.
Yeah, and you know what?
Audible.
At the house yesterday, I said, Alexa, play the Smith and Rowland Show. And you wouldn't believe it.
Right there. Was it on Audible? Did it pull
was on
from?
Audible.
It was on Audible. And we're also on WSIC Radio.
We are.
Here in Statesville.
Every Thursday morning.
Thursday morning at 8:30. And also we are on 3WC.
We are.
In Wilkesboro. And there is a very good close friend of yours and mine.
Absolutely.
Do you want to mention her name in public?
Yeah, I will mention her name strictly because it's going to be better. It's everybody's benefit to kind of know who she is, so they can stay away from her.
Yeah, definitely. Okay,
Angela
ahead.
Henley is her name.
You go. It is.
I don't normally call names, but she's married to Danny Henley. And
just don't call Danny's.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
She's married to a friend of ours.
Yeah, withdraw Danny.
I'll withdraw Danny Henley's name. I will not mention it.
That's right.
So that there's no repercussions.
Incognito.
There. Incognito. Okay. That's exactly right.
That's
so
right.
Everyone out there, pray for poor Angela Henley. No, pray for Danny Henley. Poor pitiful Danny. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
You even get sarcasm backwards. Okay.
It's Sunday evening.
MSU professor for students to donate to Planned Parenthood before they could take their class.
I got to interrupt. I have to interrupt already.
You don't have to interrupt. I'm done.
I got to tell you something.
Tell me something.
You listen to that title. Now, just say it again. Would you please say it one more time?
You're going to force me.
I need you to.
Okay. MSU professor forced students to donate to Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood. Why would you call an abortion clinic Planned Parenthood?
I don't know.
Planned Parenthood to take a class.
In order to take that professor's class, he made his students donate to Planned Parenthood.
That's evidently what we're saying. I haven't. The first paragraph says being a conservative of today's public college campuses isn't for the faint of heart. The students who survived the machete, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, wielding
machete-wielding feminists.
And the professors encouraging the killing of, oh my gosh, transphobies still have to sit through endless hours of leftist indoctrination and in some cases pay extra for it.
You know what, Alan?
It's Michigan State.
The truth is,
oh my
being
God.
a conservative anywhere is not for the faint of heart, but especially on college campuses. That's for sure. I mean, that's been pretty well established.
I chided you years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I chided you.
You did.
Years ago.
You did.
You don't know what I'm going to say.
No, but
years
you chided
ago,
me.
I chided.
I've been chided by you so many times.
I chided you over calling colleges a
satanic temple
terrible
of doom.
Name.
Satanic temples
and
of doom.
I chided you.
Yes, you did.
Here on this public radio, TV, everything, I apologize.
Wait a minute. I'm going to have a heart attack.
I do apologize.
This is you know
I
what?
owe you an apology.
That right there might make Fox News. Breaking news.
Yeah, I owe you an apology, and every other Temple of Doom that I said what, and I owe them all one because they are.
Well, truthfully, I mean it's getting ridiculous.
My goodness,
the things that's going on.
us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. It's just plumb ridiculous. And when you send your kids to these places, they are going to face this kind of indoctrination politically. But that's just a small part. The indoctrination that's going on that concerns me is the brainwashing spiritually that's taking place because they're trying to annihilate God out of the thought process of their students.
Well, it's and to have to listen. Here's what they got to come up with another $99 membership fee to give to Planned Parenthood
just to take the class.
Just to take the class. Now I don't know what you think. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I forgot.
You better read.
I got a mic in front of me. I mean, come on, somebody. They call this a membership fee on top of the regular tuition to join an online group called the Rebellion Community. That's what it's called. Oh my goodness sakes!
I don't know if these professors are tenured or not, where they can't be fired, or whatever. But I know in some cases that is the case. Once they get tenured, you can't fire them.
I've
never heard tell
what
that.
What is that?
I don't know. It used to be that when you got a job, if you didn't do your job, you got fired because you wasn't doing your job. I'm reminded of what Clint Eastwood said.
Oh no,
at Barack Obama's.
Now listen, this is. Are you citing the Bible here?
I'm citing Clint Eastwood.
Okay, go ahead.
When Barack Obama was running for a second term, Clint Eastwood came to the GOP convention, and he had an empty chair there. And he acted like Barack Obama was sitting in the chair, and he had a conversation with him. And he said, look, we don't have anything against you, but you're just not doing your job, and it's time to let you go. And he went through this whole thing of firing Barack Obama. Can I tell you that we have elections where we can actually choose a different president, but we have professors in colleges teaching anti-God stuff, radical stuff that is indoctrinating the minds of students that go there, and you can't get rid of them.
Well, you see, this is also deceptive because here, listen to this. When they asked questions talking about the students, Wisner essentially told them that membership was mandatory, so they just dropped it. He said, it's mandatory to take this class, and you got to be a member. Now, what's this? Other students refused to let it go and started digging deeper. What they found shocked everyone in some Facebook post where Wisner was trying to drum up more members for Rebellion. She explained that all of the proceeds would be donated to the far-left organization of like Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
So, there you.
Can you imagine?
Why would you don't you go to school to be taught? something?
Oh, well, they're being taught something.
Yeah, but I mean, is it? Why does
I
everything
know.
have to
Why
be
has it gotta be
political
political?
in all of this?
What does playing baseball have to do with
Planned Parenthood?
Planned Parenthood or transgenders crawling all over a mocked cross of Christ? Why does the L.A. Dodgers have to do that? Why does Target have to get involved in political matters? Why, I thought they just sold. What do they sell at Target? I've never been there. They sell clothes. This is according to the one that's running the board over here. We didn't mention that.
But don't tell nobody.
I
Haley, your
won't tell
wife.
nobody
No,
that Haley's running the board.
No, don't
I
say
won't
that.
say that. I'm
No,
not
don't
going to
say
say it out loud.
No, we
Because
incognito.
incognito, I am here to protect and secure the safety
Easy.
of my wife.
Well, back off. You always go too far. Too far. Too far. Back it up.
But okay, what does selling clothes have to do with a political issue? Why do they have to get involved in why does Chick-fil-A
Okay.
have to do
There
these things?
is some organization which I have read on. I cannot give you the letters. You know, everything's got a MOEC, what EOQ9. Everything's got 3 letters. There's a 3-letter company that it was just started, basically, and they give you your acceptance score for companies,
Okay.
and then they issue that. So all of these companies have agreed, and it goes a little deeper than this, but I haven't quite dug it out yet. So all these companies are trying to get a high score with this group
Right.
that's just made out of nothing. They want a high score, so now they're high in is it CEI? What was that?
You talking about DEI?
DEI, that's it.
Yeah.
DEI. DEI stands for something.
Yeah.
DEI, Karen will have to tell us, but it's DEI.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
I believe that's it.
That's it.
And so these corporations are getting people with those 3 letters after their name. And what they're doing, they're trying to have a high score to be accepted into this group
Right.
that has deemed themselves as the gods of corporations
Right.
on what's ethically acceptable
Yep.
and what's not. They're self-appointed gods, and let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
And so for some untold reason, all of these companies are trying to get a high rating, Jeff. And so when you take with like Bud Light or Ford Motor Company,
Ford
came out
Motor
with something,
Company. Exactly.
Target, all of a sudden, something needs to go click
Yeah.
in our brains. Why, within 3 weeks or 4, are all of these things coming out at the same time?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is it all coming out at the same time? So you got all this coming out at the same time. All of these companies are hiring somebody with a DEI after their name so that they can launch their companies in what's acceptable. Now, let me go a step further. The first stage that came along was political correctness. Unwritten laws somewhere out here in the universe. I don't know what alien brought them in, but it just floated in our atmosphere somehow or another, and we call it political correctness. And it's laws that everybody it's an offense law. And it says, if I'm offended, therefore you can't do it.
Right.
Now, I'll bring to mind, there's a scripture that Jesus himself said that in the last days many shall be offended.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Right? And so now we're seeing, a total how could it be in your face any louder than this law, unwritten laws that are out there, political correctness is when you've been offended. So now take political correctness to the next step. We got an organization that's going to now give terminology to everything that's offendable.
Yeah.
And so they're playing God.
Yep.
And Jesus himself said, whoa.
Little too far.
And you're in the latter days.
Yeah.
He says, many's going to be offended. Well, I don't know how plain you got to get. See, if somebody doesn't think the Bible's not true, let me give you just that one verse. Go and sit under a juniper tree somewhere and talk to God about it. My land. That's just so. That's exactly right. It's so in your face.
Well, here's something that troubles me somewhat. It is. I am not mincing words when I say that the institutions of higher learning they're in a crisis, and you can say what you will about this, but there is a direct relationship between spirituality and political indoctrination. There is a direct relationship. It is a spirit that has invaded these places of higher learning, and they've yielded over to it. And what we're seeing, I believe, is now corporations following in the same footsteps that the college institutions went for. I don't know how that a DEI is even given to somebody. Do you go to college and major in diversity, equity, and inclusion and come out of DEI? No one knows how that came about, but all of these corporations, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, all of these corporations, major corporations, are hiring diversity, equity, and inclusion officers, calling them vice presidents, most of them, and they are setting policy for these corporations to follow the political correctness, what it has brought into our society, such as the proper use of pronouns and all of this sort of thing.
I know a lot of people don't understand it, but you would like to think, I've heard some people say to me, I'm just going to sell my business and I'm going to buy me a farm and I'm just going to get out of all this mess.
Tell them.
Warning. My milk company now has a officer that comes around once a month to see if my cows are happy.
Yeah, that's right.
We have a happy
That's
officer.
exactly right.
And you think I'm kidding?
No,
They come around, they check, make sure we got water for everybody, or if the beds aren't quite
Up to
snuff or standards. And we got to sign a paper every year, and all of our employees have to sign it.
Really?
That they will see to that our cows are happy.
What about that?
Now, you think I'm kidding?
Well,
I am not kidding. Now, right now, dairy farm, we have that. And I don't blame this individual. Just so happens the female that we have that goes around and does that she's a sharp girl, does a good job. But here's my point. I say, why do we have to have this position? Well, consumers demand it. Well, can I sit down and talk to this consumer? They don't exist.
No, they don't exist.
What it is, we got to get ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Ahead of the curve. Let's run right. Let's hit the curve. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, my point being, it is already happening in some states. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You're not going to believe me.
Go ahead.
It's already happening. That you have to report what you're planting in your garden to the U.S. government. They want to see how much gardens are all over the United States so they can figure that into the food source of how much food we have on hand.
You're kidding me.
Now look at me. Does this look like I'm kidding?
No, looks
well,
like
I mean, the farms already have to do that.
Well, you know.
See, I have to report every month how much milk, how much barley, how much corn I plant. See, the farms already do that.
Yeah.
But did you mean to think that you don't think they're not going to have you start reporting your garden?
Yeah. Some people may not know this, but you're a dairy farmer, and I actually drive a truck for you at the dairy farm, and so I wanted to just let you know that the other day I went by your cows, stopped and told them a joke so that they'd be happy. I just wanted to say that.
I noticed a little grin.
You
on
did,
their face.
did you not?
Did
their spirits just
little grin
peering up.
Is one thing that I can't.
I think I heard one chuckle.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was some other thing I heard, but I heard
Jeff,
a response.
Listen, most people do not even know how many upper teeth a cow has. Most people don't even know the answer to that. And they're going out here and doing all this other stuff. I mean, they got a full set of teeth at the bottom, but nobody knows how many upper teeth they have.
Well,
just take a guess.
Do you know the answer to that, Ed Sprinkle?
Haley probably knows.
How many?
Can we ever find this man wrong? There's none. They have no upper teeth.
They have no upper teeth. And Ed Sprinkle knew that, by the way.
Well, we had to start pulling their teeth just to get political. No, I'm kidding.
I'm telling you, you better not say that out loud. But here's the connecting factor of this is, and I believe this. What has happened to the universities has happened over a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
It is now happening to corporations and the business world, and we need to really pay attention to the fact. And we did podcasts on this a long time ago. It was some of the first podcasts we ever done was on the World Economic Forum and what their agenda was and what their agenda is about. And their agenda includes the merger of corporate America or the corporate world
That's the whole idea.
with the government. It's a stockholder type relationship.
Now, that's hard to fathom.
And it is.
And then we'll end this one just a second.
Yeah,
We'll probably have to pick it back up again, Jeff. But
Probably so.
You see, we're saying we're talking about colleges on how this infiltrates. It's not a law. Okay,
Right.
It's not a law.
That's right. Let's pick up on that
It
next
is
time.
not a law.
Yeah.
And so, but yet it's being enforced.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
You see. Now, here's what's scary to me, and we'll pick it up next segment perhaps. What is scary to me is I'm in sales. We have compost, which you deliver, and you freight for us. And when you've got a product to sell, you've heard the term, the customer's always right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're always trying to you want to have a good product and do what the customer needs or whatever.
Right.
All right. I have people that'll call me and say, well, Alan, I need you to add this to the potting mix. And I say, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I have a potting mix for sale, and here's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You see, if you constantly allow the customer to dictate what you have for sale,
Exactly.
you will go broke
You'll
and
go broke.
crazy.
That's exactly right.
But you'll
That's
probably go
exactly
crazy
right.
then broke.
That's exactly.
In other words, the customer, we want to please the customer, but when the customer dictates what you're doing, that kind of crosses a little line, and I'm like, okay, if that's what you want, you need to buy me out, and you
do
need
your own
to do
product.
your own
That's
product.
That's
You know,
exactly right.
But
Yeah.
now what's happening is the consumer is, and that's us.
Yeah.
That's us.
Mhm.
As consumers, our criticism of for some reason we deem it bad
Mm-hmm.
that somebody makes a profit or whatever.
Thank you for joining today's Smith and Rowland Show. You can check out our website at kingdompropheticsociety.org and our daily Unplugged podcast at smithandrowlandshow.podbean.com. You can also join us on Amazon, Apple, or Spotify.